So today we're going to continue talking about the vocabulary involved in statistics. The first word for today is survey. A survey is when a sample of the population is questioned to gain insight on the whole population. An example of this would be if 1C students are asked what their favorite subjects are so that a guess can be made as to 1C as a whole's favorite subject. So now we look at sample. A sample can be either representative or biased. Representative means that the group selected possesses the same characteristics as the greater population. These characteristics can be anything. It can be gender, it can be height, it could be weight, it could be physical activity, but whatever is important to the actual definition of the greater population. If something is biased, by contrast, it means that the group selected does not possess all of the characteristics of the greater population, or it has some characteristics that the greater population does not have, allowing the results to lean in a particular direction. If, for example, you only asked 6 boys in 1C, it would be a biased sample because maybe a girl would have answered differently. A census is a particular kind of survey in which every element of a population is analyzed. Take, for example, if all of 1C is asked their favorite subject. The last word for today is study. A study is a particular kind of survey in which experts are consulted on areas that are being targeted by the survey. So, for example, a psychologist asks 1C questions to determine how they select their favorite subject. It isn't just about which one they pick, but rather how to get at why they pick the one that they do. If you have both the options of a survey and a census, why would you pick one over the other? Well, let's look first at the value of a survey over a census. A survey is only asking questions of a certain amount of people. Because of this, it'll just be cheaper to do because you don't have to send a questionnaire to everybody. You're just sending it to smaller groups of people. And thus, it's easier as well because you have fewer people, so you don't have to collect the data from as many people. So in terms of resources, a survey is definitely better. And generally, even though it's not the entire population, surveys are accurate enough. But the value of a census over a survey is its accuracy. You definitely have more accurate results with a census. Because you're asking everybody, there is less of a possibility of bias. There's always a possibility of bias in that certain people wouldn't answer or whatever, and you can correct for that. But asking the whole population allows you to limit the amount of bias that can be found in only picking some people. You also just get more complete findings. With the sheer number of results you get, you have a smaller degree of possibility to make a mistake. Why then would you ever choose to do a study? The value of a study is different than the value of a survey or a census. While those two really depend on straight statistics without much thought or development, a value of a study is that goes beyond raw data and statistics. It actually seeks to answer more complex questions using facts, but developing them in a different way than just saying what was found. It's more complex. It seeks to develop information into an answer to a question that is more difficult to answer perhaps than the questions asked in a survey or a census.